Hello students, welcome to this video lesson of social studies. In this video, as you all know, we will see the exercises. So before I start, again, as usual, which I say always in every video almost, is that you have to be very careful about this virus. Whenever you go out, wear the mask, always sanitize your hand. I hope you all are doing it. Also, you have to do the studies as well, very honestly, efficiently. One more thing, in the last videos or the question answers that I have been sending you, or the underlined sentences, I send you in the document format. It is .doc, not .pdf. It was not in PDF form, it was in .document format. So some of you have said that it's not opening. So I want to tell you that whenever I send some document, whether it is in PDF or document, I check it nicely whether it is opening in every kind of set or not. We have different kind of mobile phones, so I check and then I send it to you. So maybe you are not having a proper app to read the document file, so please check your phone that if you are having a proper app to read the document files. If you are not having, please download it from somewhere or get it from somewhere, then you will be able to read all those files. And for your convenience, I will send again those files. I will send you in the PDF form once again. So now let's see the exercises. Before we start the exercises, we will see the recap of the lesson, what we have seen, what we have come to know, what we have learned. So what is it? The name of the lesson is Sources of History and Timelines. So what are the sources of history? What is history? So see the first one. In history, we study about the past. It tells us about what, where and when of human events. History is simply about the past. And the people who study about the past are called historians. Historians are the people who study about the past. Now, second one, excavation. What is excavation? Excavation is a planned digging of the earth in search of things to know about the past. What is excavation? It is simply a planned digging of the earth. For what? In search of things to know about the past. Next one. Some important sources of history are manuscripts, artifacts and monuments. What are some important sources of history? They are manuscripts, artifacts and monuments. And what are manuscripts? So old handwritten papers and books are called manuscripts. Diaries, letters, etc. Paintings also, they are the manuscripts. And now what are artifacts? Artifacts are objects which belong to earlier times and made by human hands. Artifacts are objects which belong to earlier times and were made by human hands. Next one. What are monuments? Monuments are ancient buildings or huge stones from the past which are important for studying history. What are monuments? Monuments are simply ancient buildings or huge stones which are useful for us for studying history, or they are important for studying history. Now next one. What is a museum? A museum is a place where valuable objects of knowledge are kept. A museum is a place where valuable objects of knowledge are kept. Now the next one. Timelines. What do we understand when we say timeline? So I explained in the last videos, you must have understood. A timeline is a way of showing a list of events on a scale along with the dates when they occurred in the past. A timeline is a way of showing a list of events on a scale in the order along with the dates when they occurred in the past. We list those events in their order. Now, what is sequencing? Sequencing is the placing of events in order. Sequencing is the placing of events in an order from the earliest to the latest. All this we have seen. The birth of Jesus Christ has been taken as the beginning of the calendar and mentioned as year 1. You know the European calendar, the European people, they have faith in Jesus, so they have started their calendar from the year in which Jesus Christ was born. So it is the year 1. Next one, the year from the birth of Jesus are called BCE. The year before the birth of Jesus are called BCE, before Common Era, and the years after his birth are called CE, Common Era. The years before the birth of Jesus Christ are known as BCE. Also somewhere we will find written BC, and the years after the birth of Jesus Christ are known as CE. Somewhere we will also see as AD, Anno Domini. All this you know. Now remember, CE is to move forward in time, and BCE is to move backwards in time. What is the meaning of CE? CE, when we talk about CE, we move forward in time, and when we say BCE, we move backwards in time. All this you all have seen and you know it well. You have understood it well. Now coming to the exercises, we are going to see the fill in the blanks. So the first one, dash is a subject in which we study about the past. We have two options, maths and history. So you all very well know what we study in maths. Definitely it's not about the past, it's not about time. About the past we study in history. Yes, the answer is history. Second one, diaries, letters and paintings are dash of history. Options we have sources and monuments. Obviously diaries and letters, they are not monuments, so they are sources of history. Third one, a dash is a building or place where valuable objects of knowledge are kept for display. So options we have calendar and museum. So it is saying a building, a dash is a building. So calendar is a building? No, a museum is a building. Third one, the birth of dash has been taken as the beginning of the calendar. The birth of dash has been taken as the beginning of the calendar and mentioned as year 1. So what is that? Birth of Europeans? No, birth of Jesus Christ. Now next one, a timeline shows a list of events and dates on a, options we have coin and scale. A timeline shows a list of events and dates on a, is it a coin? No, it is on a scale. Now we will see the true and false. True or false? The first one we have, history tells us about what, where and when of human events. Is it true or is it false? History tells us about past. Also it tells us about what, where and when of human events. So the sentence is, what is this sentence? This sentence is true. Next one we have, we can make a timeline without any dates. It is saying that we can make a timeline without any dates. Is it possible to make a timeline without any date? No, definitely it's not possible. So we cannot make. So the sentence here is false. Next one we have, a museum is a library of history books. So it is saying that a museum is a library. Library is also a building and museum is also a building. But obviously, you all know museum is not a library of history books. So the sentence here is false. Now next one, CE is to move forward in time. When we say CE, what does it mean? It means that forward after the years of the birth of Jesus Christ. So CE is to move forward in time. The sentence is true. Next one, BCE is to move backward in time. BCE, when we say BCE, what does it mean? Before common era, before the years before the birth of Jesus Christ. So the sentence here is, it says BCE is to move backward in time. The sentence here is true. Give one word answers for the following. So the first one here is planned digging of the earth. Just now you have seen in the recap what is the planned digging is called. What is it called? It is called excavation. The answer for the first question is, or the first statement is excavation. Excavation. You all can see on the screen also. Next one, the system of counting years came from this event. So what is this event from which the system of counting years came? It was the birth of Jesus Christ. You will write birth of, simply you can write birth of Jesus. You can see on the screen. Old handwritten papers and books. What are those called? What are they called? Old handwritten papers and books. The old handwritten papers and books, as you can see, just now we have seen old handwritten papers and books, they are called manuscripts. So what is the answer? The answer is manuscripts. You can see the answer on the screen as well. Old objects made by human hands. So you all know the objects made by human hands, what were they called? They are called artifacts. Artifacts. So the answer here is artifacts. Next one, ancient buildings or huge stones, which are very important source for history, to study history. So the ancient buildings, what are they called? The ancient buildings, they are called monuments. They are ancient buildings or huge stones. So the answer here will be monuments. Monuments. The question answers I had sent you the last day in the, it was in document format. With the video of these exercises, I will send you the question answers as well in the PDF form. So I hope you all have, and also I will see the skill based question answers. If there is any interesting question, I will make a separate video on that and I'll send it to you. I hope you all have written these exercises in your copy. You must write it, the question answers as well, and learn it by yourself and make a self-assessment by yourself. Write the question, learn the question answers, write in your copy and check it by yourself and see what are the mistakes that you have done. So till then students, thank you, study well.